quick live stream, why not? And I'm gonna have a cigar while I'm at it, so let's do it. All right. This is a Robusto 5x50. This is the one out of my humidor my friend got me, JR lens. He got it out of Miami. So if you guys can see that there, oh, come on, JR. Oh, come on now. There we go. All right, so not sure how much it cost or anything. It was given to me as a gift, so I'm very happy. Thank you, Eric, for giving me this. I appreciate it. If you ever do happen to see this, thank you so much. All right, let's get it cut here. So open this up. Cut it. There you go. D-cut. And then I always like to turn it 90 degrees. Cut it again and make 2 cuts. Just my personal preference. You don't have to do that, but that's my personal preference. All right. Close it. Make sure you don't put your finger in it for obvious reasons. All right. Let's go ahead. Toast this here. There we go. There we go. I got it lit up there. It's too windy to use matches, or else I'd use matches. Oh. All right. So, hopefully you guys are doing really well. Last time I did a relatively interesting live stream. Usually I don't do these on Wednesday. Sometimes I do, but I had time today, so why not do it? And I definitely will say this. Thank you guys last time for supporting me. I really do appreciate it. We went off into many different topics, many different subjects. So that was something that I really am grateful for. All right, let's get into today's topic. So for like the last, I don't know, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever it's been now, I've been watching the Johnny Depp thing. And I put in a video about how to leave a relationship and when to leave a relationship. And as I look at this, it just screams in my head, man. I mean, I made lots of comments in those videos. And one of them was, if you ever think that it's going to get better, it never does. It always gets worse. And they will convince you that they're going to get better. They'll convince you. They seem really sweet. And it's like a dog, for example, that's been abused. Dog will go like this. You reach out to touch the dog, and at the very last end, they ball out their fist and hit you in the face. Literally or literally allegedly in his opinion. In this court case. So please do keep that in mind. I just find it really sad because I've seen a lot of things like that in my own life, and I won't name who it is, but if they ever see this, they know exactly what I'm talking about. And honestly, I think it's a good idea that if he didn't have those tapes, he would be effed. I mean, he would just be screwed. And that's because she consented and he consented. So just remember, if you ever do decide to start taking videotapes of whatever, just make sure you have consent of the other person if that's applicable to your area, your jurisdiction, your state, or whatever. So please keep that in mind, because I've seen this. It's ruined ruined his reputation. But by the time you get to court, which is, what is it now, 5 years after the fact, who can live on nothing for 5 years? I mean, literally, he has millions of dollars. So, I mean, that's relatively okay, I suppose. But if you're like a normal person, it's going to be really difficult for you to do that. Hello, whoever just joined. Yeah, so please do keep that in mind. And honestly, I just find it really, really sad that he has to go through this. And he even said, I want to do it privately, which most people do. They just want to go through things privately. They don't want to do things out in the public. If we could just settle it privately, and then that's it, and make it a private matter, and that's all it's going to be, then that's all it's going to be. So this is my opinion on that. I looked at the testimony. I've been watching the testimony from him, and a lot of the people he has up on the stand, it really says a lot about his character. He's had people in his life for many years, and I mean decades, and they just, they treat him like he's the salt of the earth. He's, gold. If I was a juror in this case, based on what I've seen, it seemed like he tried to self-medicate to get himself out of what he was dealing with, instead of, I don't know what else he could have done. I mean, instead of what? I mean, what else could he have done? He was self-medicating at the time, which I have done in the past as well, I guess, because I felt like there was no other option. So what I started doing is started drinking, just like they had in his thing, and then you just realize it doesn't do anything for you after a while, and then you're left with the same feeling. It doesn't solve anything, doesn't do anything. And I feel like that's one thing that's really just kind of glossed over in this entire saga here with Johnny Depp, is he tried to self-medicate to deal with what he was dealing with, and let alone prescription. So that's something real interesting that I think has been glossed over. They talk about the drug use and stuff. Well, what led him to drugs? What was going on in his life where he felt like he needed to do that? That's kind of interesting. I always think, what leads someone to self-medicate? Then no one ever asks why. It's just, oh, you took drugs, so you're a bad person. Well, why? Why did you do that? And that's something that I always find interesting, that question is never really asked. If you can figure out why, then it would be easier. And right now it looks like we're seeing why, allegedly. And I think that's a good idea. Obviously, look at both sides, innocent to proven guilty, but all the testimony that I've seen so far, it's real easy just to think, okay, yeah, we all know what happened here. And they asked me on my Instagram Saturday or Sunday, I can't remember, but I usually do a weekly question thing, and they asked me, and I put, are you Team Amber or Team Johnny Depp? And I put Johnny Depp as per the evidence thus far. And after watching the testimony, and then after watching her wanting to dismiss certain aspects and dismiss things out of the, from Johnny's side, I'm like, that's not good. That doesn't look really good, in my opinion. That doesn't look good at all. So I'm still catching up right now, and we'll watch a testimony on his side, or on her side, to see what happens, see if she perjures herself, or what really happens. That way you can get kind of both sides of the coin there. But I feel like a lot of the witnesses that Johnny Depp called on, I mean, real great, and he just shows the character that he has. And honestly, I mean, I'm not a genius, but if you don't work for 5 years and you can't get a job, not even indie films really, they're not hiring you no more. So it doesn't make sense to me, honestly. So that's what I'm going with that so far. And like I said, if you're going through that right now, please seek professional help. Try to watch my video about how to leave, when to leave. Look for those signs, and don't look back, man. You won't regret it. You'll come out a stronger person. And whoever left, thank you for stopping by. If you happen to see this again after the fact when I post it. And honestly, I think that's a good idea about what I mentioned in those videos, so please do check them out. And honestly, I feel like it's really sad, watching some of that stuff that he had experienced. And it's just like, wow, man, it's crazy. Especially shitting in someone's bed. It's kind of fucked up. I saw all the memes about Willy Wonka and she's the chocolate factory, and they were having a field day with that on the memes, which is really, really good. I mean, it would be impossible not to look at the memes, because they're just beautiful, and really, really funny. And then I can't remember who just went on there the other day. He's like a Reputation or something like that. I can't remember his name, but it was really funny. They were trying to get him to say yes and no questions, and he kept like trying to explain himself, and the lawyer was getting pissed off at him. It's because he just wanted yes or no, and the guy on the stand just kept carrying on and on and on. It was hilarious. I thought it was one of the funniest things I'd ever seen, because the lawyer was getting all pissed off at him. It was making me laugh quite a bit. Yeah. So honestly, I think that we're going to get a verdict here soon, I think. I think within the next week or so, we'll get what we're going to get out of it and see who gets charged with what and who doesn't get charged with what, I think, if they bring charges against whoever. And I think it'll be interesting to find out what really happens. But with that being said, I think that's about the end of that as far as all I have for that and my comments on it. It's just right now, please take care of yourself and watch yourself, because it can happen to any of us right now. If it can happen to someone like that, it can happen to anybody. And I haven't really seen anyone else really addressing that part of it, which is what I just talked about. So definitely something to check out. And I do have a video about that too, about men's mental health and how to take care of yourself and to seek counseling and help when you need it, because it will help you. And I thought it was strange that Elon Musk had paid for her, you know, basically the ACLU thing. And I'm looking at it like, that's crazy. Like, is that technically simping? I don't know, because $300,000 to him is nothing. It's literally nothing. It would be nothing. So I don't know if that's simping or not. People say it's simping. I mean, it could be, I guess, but to him, that's nothing. $300,000 when you're worth like $300 billion is literally nothing. He wouldn't even feel it at all. it wouldn't be felt. Like 0% felt. And that's what she said. But yeah, I thought that was interesting as well. And are they going to ask him to testify? Are they going to ask James Franco to testify because they saw him cuddling in the elevator? Is that going to happen? You know, I'm real interested in figuring that out. You know, if that's technically what may happen. I don't know. We'll find out. And yeah, so Instagram, I would talk about Instagram here. I've been going on Instagram lately, and I seem to be getting a lot more traction on there, which is nice. And I had a couple of people reach out to me, talk to me. One in particular about the upper pumps and on the rake. I really like the rake. If you ever visited that website, it's really nice. It's got a lot of nice clothing on it, a lot of nice shoes on it, everything. Real nice articles, beautiful magazine. Can't get more pure class than that. And honestly, the customer service is awesome. I mean, when I got those shoes, they give you an order number, they give you an estimated time of arrival, and then it had passed an estimated time of arrival. I gave it, I think, 1 or 2 weeks. And then it still hadn't arrived. So I reached out to the team like, oh my God, I'm sorry, this, that, and the other. We'll find out what happened. And basically what happened is the supplier was sandbagging them. So the supplier hadn't sent it out yet. And believe it or not, I actually got a submission from them literally like a week ago when it arrived here in February. So I don't know what happened or the disconnect there, but it's not from the rake. Honestly, the rake did their due diligence. It was a third-party supplier that was fucking them over. And I haven't had that experience with them before. Everything I've ever bought from them has been fine. But then please do keep in mind, this is before COVID or right when COVID hit. So this is before we had all these issues, which is why I gave a week, 2-week notice, because nothing's going to get here on time a lot of the time, especially if you're shipping internationally. It's not going to get here when you want it to. It's not going to happen. So please do keep that in mind when you're doing these things. As far as looking at things, that's basically what I thought. So I just kept doing that because that's what I thought. They also asked me about the British sizing. So this is interesting, right? You know, so British shoes, I basically saw that it is either a size up to 2 sizes up when I do British shoes. I've noticed that. I've got 2 or 3 of them now. And instead of like what would be a regular US 11.5, which in England is a 10.5, I'm putting on an 11.5, a 12, and sometimes even a 12.5 in order to fit the last that they have there. I don't know if the feet are smaller, I don't know if the shoes design, I have no idea, but for some reason it seems to work for me relatively well. At least the size is not a size and a half above what I wear in the United States. So like, for example, if I were to have 11.5 in the United States, if I get the same size in the UK size, which is my size in the US 11.5, in the UK is a 10.5, so you just subtract a size. So if I get my normal size I get in the United States, the shoe fits relatively well. And I found that out, and sometimes even a size and a half above is really good. Why that is, I don't know, but who cares? It fits and it works out just fine. It doesn't hurt my feet, so why would I complain, you know? But it's just something for you guys to keep in mind. So if you got wider feet, like I do, then just keep that in mind. Just go bigger, and that's what she said. So please keep that in mind. All right. Well, I have been on here for about 15 minutes or so, and I don't think anyone else is going to join. Like I said, I did the audience, so I just kind of figured, hey, I'll pop on real quick. I had time, so I figured why not just hop on. So I got some videos coming out here soon, and one of them is going to be about the things that women do that kind of piss us off, men in general. So I think it's a funny video. I decided to make it because it's things that I thought of, and I'm like, you know what, this really, like, that's things that they don't understand that pisses us off, and that's one of the videos that I made. I thought it was pretty funny in my opinion. And then another video I had just put out was the cologne video that I put out. That's one of the ones I have this far. I haven't really bought any colognes in a while, and I haven't needed to. I don't wear colognes just for fun. I wear them for situations, and when I work by myself and I work from home and things of that nature, I don't really wear them because I don't know. For me, it's just wasting money, and I feel good about myself already, so I don't need that to make myself feel better. And yeah, so it doesn't do me anything. That's why I haven't really used them. I think what I'm going to do in the future is maybe buy some Mesera Cedrat Mosaic, and I think there's an Extreme now, which is what I really want to try. I want to try the little vial of it and see which one I like better. And then what's the other summer scent I wanted to try? Come on, Brian, think in your head. Aquadigio Perfumo, the new one that just came out, the clear bottle. I think it's Auto Perfume or Perfume. I don't remember. I'm gonna try that one out. I tried the Dior Elixir, and honestly, for me, it's just brutal. I don't know if I like it or not. I think I oversprayed it when I did do it, and it was giving me a headache. Like, it was literally giving me a headache. So I've laid off buying that one. Yeah, honestly, that's something that something I'm gonna probably pass on because I just didn't like it. I think what I'm gonna end up doing is try those two, Aquadigio Perfumo. Everyone has that one. I like that one a lot. It's real easy. It's like a stupid grab. Like, if you're like a normie and you don't know anything about fragrances, you just grab that fragrance. You can wear it and you'll be just fine. Or Profondo, that's another one too. It's a stupid grab fragrance, and I don't mean you're stupid by buying it. I mean it's just like, all right, I'm gonna go outside. I want to go on a date. I want to do whatever. You just grab it and you wear it. And I already have one of those. I have Bleu de Chanel Parfum. So why would I go buy another one that serves the same purpose, in my opinion? But I'm not a collector of cologne, so that's probably why I'm saying that. Um, I just like colognes because the way they smell. It's not something that I have to have. I'm not obsessed with them. And some people are like crazy obsessed with colognes, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think it's pretty cool because we all be a collector of something, you know. So yeah, that's basically what I'm going to do with that. I have thought about buying a couple of cheaper ones for the office, and I've had Partalome in the past. I like that one a lot. It's real easy to wear to the office. Hermes, the Terre Hermes, thought about buying that for the office. Guerlain, what is it, Vetiver? That's another one that I thought about just buying because it's like a stupid grab. It's real easy. It's great for an office environment. But like I said, if I'm not around, I'm not close enough to someone for me to wear that, in my opinion. So it doesn't really matter. And then if I do wear it, it's really on the weekend. So I have like 4 or 5 colognes, and I'm using it maybe twice. So it's gonna last a long time. Yeah, that's basically my opinion on that. If you guys have any colognes that I should try, please leave it down in the comments. I'd love to see what you have offered there. There's a guy on Instagram, his name is Amin Royale. He gave me a picture of some of the Middle Eastern fragrances to try. And then, what is it, Arabian Oud? That's the brand, I think, off the top of my head. Arabian Night, something like that. And I'm going to try some of theirs, I think, as well, when I get time and money and stuff like that. It gets settled in on what I'm doing. Definitely something I want to invest in. Definitely want to try to go ahead and do that. And then what I will do also is, on another note of colognes and things of that nature, I'm thinking about getting a tie, and I've mentioned a tie before about Dreaming of Monday. I like their ties a lot. But I've been reached out on Instagram, which I mentioned in my last live, about getting a Passaggio Cravatta. I think that's how you say it in Italian, I think. It's like that, something like that on Instagram. And I'm thinking about getting one of his ties and see what I can do with that. So I'm really interested in doing that as well. And what I'm looking for right now, off the top of my head, is this a solid navy blue tie. Real basic bitch, real easy to use. I have a red one and that one's like popping, but I think the blue tie, it just brings something different. And I don't have a dark blue tie. So, oh, I do, but it's not one like that. It was one that was given to me and it's a gift or whatever, but it's not something I wear to the office because it has a fraternity pattern on it, and I don't want to get asked questions or anything like that, so I wouldn't wear it anyway. I wear something really understated, and lately, if you look at my Instagram page, I've been on a real monochromatic look. I've been on, blues and browns and grays, and I think I'm going to start adding green into my rotation here. I got to get some green clothes. I don't have any green clothes, so that's something I really need to invest in. I need to get me some green pants, a green shirt, and what I mean by that is dark green, I love the olive green kind of, maybe even darker than that. I just like the way it looks because it's an earthy tone. You can really match it with a lot of stuff, especially brown and grays, and it's a color I think that's left out, and I mentioned that before. So definitely something I want to do, and that's another video I thought about making is how to match ties. And I'm going to do a video about how to match ties. There are many ways to match ties. But there is one thing that I will mention in the video, a thing not to do, and I'll mention it right now in the live stream. Do not take the tie and the pocket square and make them the same color. Don't do that. I've seen so many guys do that, and because it looks like one of those cheap ones you buy at like a, Dillard's or Macy's, and because they always had those shirts that are just, here's a shirt, here's a tie, and here's a pocket square, all the same color. And it's like, shit, it's just not good. So what I would do is, which I will talk about in the video, is if you don't know what pocket square to wear, the easiest one you could just put in is white. Is to wear a white pocket square. It's the easiest one. If you don't know what to do, you got one pocket square only, buy a white one. And I need to buy pocket squares as well. I noticed I only have a pocket square, and it's white. So please keep that in mind. Buy one that in the color of the jackets that you have: blue, brown, gray, green. And I'm looking at Kent Wayne. Been looking at Kent Wayne on their pocket squares on their website, and they look real nice. So it's calling my name. Definitely calling my name on Instagram. I've been looking at a lot of their stuff and a lot of their patrons, I guess you could say, people that buy from them. Or that pay them to do things for them. But I just like the way they look and how they style them. So I'm thinking, man, that'd be kind of cool to throw some of those into my jackets. And I got, pocket square ready to go. I don't have to worry about it. Another one I've been looking at lately is Galea Bespoke. I don't know how you'd say it. I think it's Galea, but in Spanish it'd be Alea Bespoke. They make shoes, but they also make made to order as well. So they don't just make bespoke shoes. They also have a made to order line. So basically you just order it and then you get it like a normal shoe. And I've strongly considered getting some of their chukka boots. They just look beautiful. If you notice on my Instagram lately, I've been sharing a lot of their boots because, man, they just do such a beautiful job. They just do such a beautiful, beautiful job in the craftsmanship they do. They're based out of Spain. So there's no way I could go over there and get, a fitting and all that stuff. It would be just a ridiculous amount of money. I have thought about doing this Tikal, which is in Mexico. I don't know I know Tikal, they make, and Yucatan, the Mayans, they make a lot of shoes there, but I don't know if they make bespoke shoes. They may, I don't know. I haven't been there yet. So if I do go there, I'll let you guys know if they make bespoke shoes or not. That's definitely something to consider. And then I've also been thinking about getting a lot of summer fabrics. So the jackets I have are fully lined. And we all know here, it's not the best in the summertime. It doesn't allow air to pass through it. So I thought about getting a half canvas and if I thought about getting half canvas jackets, patch pockets, and letting the air blow through them, getting a hop sack fabric, a linen fabric, something like that, maybe even a blended fabric, and doing that. And that's something that I've really been interested in lately, trying that out. Strongly consider getting one, and we'll see what happens. But I've been considering getting one. So If I do get one, it will probably be in an all tropical, but it'll be a half canvas. It will not be a full canvas. But it'll definitely be patched because it'll be a sports jacket. So it's something that I don't like. I don't like having flaps on it unless it's a suit. Maybe it's just a personal preference thing for me. And then a lot of other ones I've noticed is, I don't think I could pull it off. But some guys have the patch panel, the patch pockets, and then they have the lapels that are the peak lapels. I couldn't pull that off. I don't think. It's really strong. Really, like, look at me. And I don't know if I could do that. Hello, whoever just entered and liked it. Thank you. I appreciate it. Definitely something that I've considered getting. So, leave it down in the comments. What do you guys think I should get? When I reach 500 subscribers and I get that content tab where I could hold polls, I can't wait to do that. That way I could really interact with my subscribers and talk to them. I mean, right now I'm having to do it through shorts, comments, and Instagram, and I hate that. I really like to just reach out. That's why I leave my Instagram down in the description. If you guys want to reach out to me really quick, you can go down there in the Instagram and DM me really fast. And a lot of times I'm checking Instagram quite a bit a day. At least at least a couple hours a day. Every couple hours a day, I check it out. Golly, say that 3 times fast. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. But yeah, I would love to hold polls and things of that nature. There's an Indochino here in town, but I'm really strongly considering going to Limatas Bespoke, which is a local brand here, and seeing what they have to offer, and see if we can partner doing that. I'm really interested in looking at them as a potential suitor for me. Definitely something I'm interested in. And then if not, I may even get them to make me a shirt. I don't know. We'll see. So that's what I'm going to do in the future. If I do get something unlined, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a field jacket. I'm going to get a safari jacket. Either one of them two, which I've talked about before. Totally worth it. Definitely beautiful. P&E Parma has a couple of them, and they're calling my name, and it's really painful right now. Is I'm trying to, as things go, you're an adult, you got a budget for certain things, and generally I will not go into debt for anything. So, I'll have to just save up for it and buy it when I have the money. And honestly, I look at it and think, if I buy this right now, I'm going to pay full price. If I wait till they have a sale, 50%, 10%, whatever, end of the year sale, whatever, if I can swoop in and buy it real quick whenever they do that, then definitely get on the email list. That's something that I've strongly considered as well. So that's another thing I want to talk about. I've talked about this before, but keep in mind, if you're looking at something, save the link and then register it. Leave it in your cart and then register with the company. And then register with the company, make an account, and then leave it in your cart. And sometimes if you're ready to buy it, leave it in your cart, and then they'll send you a 10 or 50% off discount code. I've done that before, plenty of times, and it works. Get a discount code, just leave it in there. They'll keep harassing you with the emails and, oh, we're going to take it out of your card and whatever, and then you just wait till they drop a sale, and then just like that, as soon as you get the email, log in, get it, and before everyone else buys it, That's some things that I do like about a lot of these companies like P&E Parma, Suit Supply, Indochino. They bring out like a standard thing every season, and then they'll bring out other stuff that's not standard to that season. But a lot of times they'll have sales and they'll do things, and then like if you miss it one year, you can get it the next year, that kind of stuff. And I like brands that do that. That way if you missed out on one year, you can get it a second year. But that's not always the case. For example, Suit Supply. I waited forever for Suit Supply to make a tuxedo with a galon. A galon is the side stripe that goes down the pants. I asked them, I said, hey, can you guys please, if I buy this tuxedo, which was a fucking beautiful tuxedo, it was beautiful. It was midnight blue. And I said, hey, if I buy this, can you guys put the galon on the side? I will pay you extra money to put it on the side of the pants. And they said, no, you have to do it custom. And I thought, fuck, that sucks. Because I really wanted that, because the galon is supposed to be the same finish as the lapel. And I thought, man, that'd be so cool if you guys but no, they wanted me to do it custom, and then it was getting to where it was like, I'm just not going to pay that. So I didn't do it. Also, on the flip side of that, Painting Parma waited fucking forever for them to release a tuxedo. And what happens? I buy a tuxedo in February? No, December last year. And I used it in February, and like literally March, Painting Parma comes out with their line of tuxedos. I'm like, damn it, you know, like, this couldn't happen at a worse time. You guys are a bunch of teas. It happens a lot like that, you know. That seems to how my life goes sometimes. It's like, come on, man. Like, if I just catch a break, it'd be great. But, you know, it doesn't always happen, unfortunately. And, yeah, so I'm also looking at places to wear my tuxedo. So I wore it for an event here that we had. We haven't really had any more fraternity events lately. So I think it'll pick up here. But if it does pick up, it'll be hot as hell outside. So I thought about getting a different jacket, but honestly, I think I'm just going to wear the tuxedo I have. I already have all the stuff. No reason to buy another jacket. Don't need it. It's just something that I want. Would I realistically wear it all the time? Would it be worth it to me? Probably not. Do I hate having off-white and white shirts? Absolutely, I hate it because it seems to me I just mark it up. I don't know what happens. I sit down somewhere and you get a mark on it, and that drives me nuts. It just drives me crazy. It's kind of like fingerprint magnets. If you have something chrome, for example, and you touch it, it just has fingerprints all over it. It drives me nuts. And I know you guys were looking at my glasses sometime thinking, how the hell can you see out of that? You know, when you've had glasses for 20 years, it's like something you don't even realize. So you take them off, you're like, how the hell? I haven't even touched my glasses. How the hell did I even get a fingerprint on there? So, you're going to roast me about that, you can, but I'm telling you, that's definitely, if you're a glasses wearer, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So, yeah, that's definitely something that I have thought of, is like if I get an off-white, like what is normally used for like a summertime black tie, I'm like, I just not into it at all. Another thing I thought about doing here is as things pick up, maybe next year, start doing some vlogs. Maybe get a camera, like a GoPro, and do vlogs. Events that I go to and things of that nature, and take it vlogging. Also something I've thought about doing. But yeah, this channel can go many different places, so I definitely want to touch all of that as far as the places that this can go, and see what I can make out of it. You know, this is my journey, my experience, and I really do enjoy it. I really do enjoy the experience. I think that would be an idea. It would expand it. Absolutely. It would expand my channel. I thought about it. Hey, nice to see you. Definitely. I've thought about that, doing that as well. But right now, I think I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. It's consuming my time. So I think in August, it's going to be very different than it is right now for me. It's going to be extremely different. August is going to be very interesting. I'm going to have a lot of free time, and I'm going to make it a point to do live streams a lot, and then do videos as well. And it's going to be a hell of a time. I'm going to have such a fun time doing it, and I really do appreciate that. Get your live streams. If I do, I can't. Usually I get your live streams if I can't. Hey, no problem, man. You can watch them after the fact. I make them public, so if you want to watch the live stream afterward, just hop on there and you can see it right after. Takes it a while to process. Man, that lights me up, man. It pisses me off. When I go on live, it tells me, what do you want to do? You want to make it private, or do you make it public? And I put public on there, and then when it saves it, it automatically defaults it to private. And I'm like, I already put it on public. Why are you doing this to me? So I have to go in there and change it to public, which you can do when you process it. But sometimes I have to go somewhere, so I forget to put it on public, and then I look at it later and I'm like, it's already processed. And then I look at it, I'm like, oh damn it, I forgot to put it on public before it processed. So I've done that a couple times, and I have to retroactively go back and do that. But yeah. I got a video coming out on Friday, how to tie a tie. It's not the best angle that I could have got as far as tying ties. I did it 3 different ways, and how to do it. So I may do an update to that video, but I'm not sure. So that's something that definitely got to do. I also did the video I talked about earlier, and I'm going to be doing a 5 things women should know about men. For some reason, when I saved the video on YouTube, it made it 2 times speed. I don't know what it happened when I edited it, but when I edited it, it made it 2 times the speed. So I had to delete it and then re-up and then redo it, reprocess it, and then re-upload it onto YouTube. And then it took it correctly this time. So it has the correct speed, but that's going to be dropping not this Friday, but the following Friday. And then I am going to be getting a magazine for one of my friends. They have a local magazine here in San Antonio. And today I'm going to be getting that magazine. I was stationed at Lackland in San Antonio. Oh, all right then. Hello there. I was stationed at Lackland in San Antonio years ago. Yep, Lackland is right down the street from where I'm at. So definitely Lackland is interesting. More especially Thursdays. There's always a graduation. And it's really hard to get on base. So that's definitely something that I don't like about Lackland. Unlike Randolph, where only way you got traffic, but then usually you hit the train. The train will go right in front of you if you try to go through that gate. Was it Pat Booker Road? I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I think it's Pat Booker Road. If you try to go into the gate, the train goes right by sometimes. You're just fixing to get in the gate and the damn train goes by and you're like, well, I'm going to be late today. All right, here, 1 second. Trying to go out on me here. So, but yeah, I can't wait till August. It's going to be a great time. And June may be that as well. I may have a lot less things to do, so I may be able to do more live streams, which is going to be something I'm really going to enjoy. I like doing live streams quite a bit. I thoroughly enjoy them. And even though I don't get lots of guys that come on, but the guys that do come on, thank you very much. I really do appreciate it. And honestly, I think as time goes on, I'll get more and more guys and I'll be able to get more questions on here. And I really do enjoy the interaction with people. Yeah, honestly, someone asked me the other day, they said, if you could do whatever you wanted to, what would you do? And I thought about it for a long time. And I thought, you know what? If I were to just do whatever I wanted, I think I would go back in time, if I could, and work at Artist Shaving again. That was one of my most fun experiences I've ever had. I love working there. The people I work with were great. I really did enjoy that company. I love working for that company. It was like it was nothing to me as far as stress or anything. I love working there. It was something I love doing, and I love interacting with the customers and speaking to them and chatting with them and getting to know them. And honestly, I think that's why I created this channel, is I'm missing that part of my life. And I think this channel is helping me with that, where I get to reach out and then talk to people, because I miss talking to the clients that we had there. They would come in and just chat or whatever, and I'd be able to chat with them. Don't know if that was by the book according to the company, but do I care? Absolutely not. Because you know what? They would come back and buy from me, and they weren't just a customer. They weren't just a sales number to me. They were someone that I cared about. They were someone that I treasured. And that's definitely something that I can say beyond a reasonable doubt that's true. Yeah, I really do miss working there, but it's closed, so you can't go back and work there now. And my life is drastically different than it was then. That's something else entirely. But I will say this, I think later on this year, I think my wife are going to go to South Padre Island. Not sure yet. We thought about it, so definitely on the books for something to do and something to attend. That's going to be a good time, be fun. And maybe a live stream there, maybe a couple of videos there. And like I said, I talked about doing vlogs in the future. That would be a vlog event, more likely than not. And then definitely do that. I've also thought about doing some videos in Spanish, but I know a lot of my viewers don't speak Spanish, so I may just make another channel doing that. I'm not sure, but I think I'm just going to keep doing this one, and then if we do get Spanish speaking, then what I'll do is make subtitles. That way it's easier for those that don't speak Spanish. They can read the subtitles. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm not an expert in Spanish. It's my second language, so do I speak it perfectly? Hell to the no, I don't. but you can, if someone that's a native speaker, they will at least be able to understand me to a certain degree. All I need now is more vocabulary, and the only way I'm going to do that is practicing. So fuck you if you don't like people that don't speak. And I hate this about Americans a lot of times, is they bully people that don't speak English correctly. And I'm like, have you looked in the mirror? Do you guys not know how to read and write at a proficient level, and you're bullying people that are trying to learn a second language that's not their native language? I just think that's nuts. Some people are really nasty, and I don't understand that. If you wanna try and learn a second language, do it. It is one of the best things that you could do for yourself. Do it any way you can. Do it any way you can. I will make a video about this, how I learned how to speak Spanish the way that I do. The way they teach it in school is bullshit. They teach Spanish bullshit in school, in my opinion. And here's why I say this. Okay, I will relate it to sports. Anyone that's looked at a sporting event will understand what I'm talking about. It doesn't matter what sport it is. You can take any sport you want. You've never seen the sport before, okay? Never seen it at all. I'll give you the example. Never seen the sport ever in your life. But what they do is they give you all the rules for the sport. They give you every single rule of the sport, but you've never seen it before. And then when you finally get into the sport, you're just like, what the hell is going on? I have no familiarization with this whatsoever. I have no idea what's going on. You're giving me all these rules. I'm overwhelmed. I don't know what the fuck is going on, right? And then when they put you into sport, it's like, well, what position do you like? Do you like defense? Do you like offense? What do you like about the sport that's going to make the sport beneficial or something that you're going to enjoy doing? And that's how I feel about languages. They do that. They give you the rules. They don't give you the sport. They don't give you the position that you like. And what I mean by that is, for example, if you want to watch TV in Spanish and that's interesting to you, that's what I mean by position. Maybe that's like offense. Well, I like watching the news for whatever reason. Like, just as an example, I want to watch documentaries. And you're thinking, I'm really interested in that. If you take the Spanish language and then put it into what you like doing, it makes it so much easier to learn. Because you're in the sport, you're hearing it, it's familiar to you. And when you get these rules that they're giving to you in class, you get these rules and how to conjugate things and how to move things and how they speak. Then it makes sense to you because you've heard it before and you understand it. You may not understand what's being said. What I mean by understand is you understand the familiarization of what is being said and what's happening. And that is something I think is missing out on a lot of the things of how they educate here in the United States. And languages in general. Because what got me into Spanish is I wanted to understand, and this is going to sound really funny to you guys, but I am a complete reggaetonero. I love reggaeton. It's one of my favorite music genres ever. And I love listening to music. And honestly, that's what got me into wanting to learn Spanish was I love this music. I love the beats of it. What is it saying? And then not is it just what it's saying, what does it mean? And you'll get into that too. When you start learning the sport, the language, you'll think, not just what are the words, what is the meaning behind the words? What does it mean? And that's what they say when you translate stuff. And that's why Google Translate is not the best thing to use, or a translator in general. Because it translates it word for word. It doesn't translate the meaning of what is being said. That is the definition of someone who actually knows the language and who doesn't. Like, he may just know it like regularly. If you can't translate the meaning of what is being said, that's not necessarily a good translation. And something that I find out is that the British, and I'm going to get roasted for this, but they don't know how to spell correctly. A lot of languages, they say things backwards. I guess what English would say it, like, I go to the house is how we'd say it in English, but in English say house I go, like things like that. And that's something that I have noticed. And it took me a while to change my mind to where I get to where I put that first when I'm speaking that language. It takes a long time to get yourself to where you're doing that. And honestly, the best way you can do it is familiarize yourself with the language. You don't even have to know what's being said. Just get the reps in your head. Get it in your head. And then you can start, well, what does this word mean? What does that word mean? How does these words connect? What does it mean? That's when you can start adding the rules. And it will help you much more than it is like you're going to get all these rules and you're going to feel way overwhelmed. You're not going to be around the language very much in order for you to learn it. And it's going to be difficult. So please to keep that in mind. Another thing that you can do is go to a part of the town or a place that does not speak your native language. That's another way to do it. If you're forced to speak a language not in your native tongue, you will have to learn it. There is no other way not to. And it will force you to be better. It will force you to do it. And that's one of the best things that can happen to you. If you're familiarized with it and you want to learn it, go put yourself, and sometimes even to this day, when I'm around my wife, when I'm around my wife's family, when I'm around my friends and his family, and I listen to them, sometimes I am so overwhelmed by the amount of Spanish that is coming into my brain, it hurts. And then I stop to where I can't process it anymore. And I know that sounds like small dick energy and crazy, but I mean that in the most sincere way possible. Is like, that's going to happen to you. It's going to be overwhelming. And then that's what you need. You need those hours, that repetition of hearing it. And then later on, it's going to become more familiar. And then you hear it and you automatically know what it means. And that's how it helped me so much. And how I learned was my friend's dad immigrated here, and we played all kinds of domino games and bullshitted and have such fun time having dinner and whatever. And that's how I learned it, was just by playing dominoes and bullshitting and having a good time. And whatever I couldn't figure out, my friend translated for me, and he still does to this day, because he's like, "You're maxed out, aren't you?" I'm like, "Yeah, I am, man. I'm maxed out. I can't process it anymore." And yeah, so that's definitely something to consider. So you can hear it relighted here. My cigar went out on me. All right, so we're over the 45-minute mark here, and I am going to head out of here. So thank you guys, appreciate it, and you guys watch this afterward. Thank you very much for stopping by. I know you said you can't stop by very fast, but thank you so much, and y'all have a wonderful day, okay?